Welcome to my channel, or welcome back, blessed authors. I am Tahira. I am a Christian author, teacher, and self-publishing consultant. And in today's video, I am sharing a new blog that just dropped, and it is called 7 Tips to Write Your Book in 2023. And so if you're like me and you have, a desire to author a book in 2023, I want to just, do an overview of these 7 tips to really help you on your author journey. And I also want to let you guys know that I will include the link if you want to go and read the blog yourself and do a deep dive, then I will have the link in the video description. But let's go ahead and dive right in. And so, 7 tips to write your blog in 2023. Tip number 1 is write when you have the most energy. And so this is very, very important. You have to find out what is your energy level. Are you a morning person? Are you an evening person? Do you feel more refreshed after a nap? For me personally, I love writing sometimes in the early morning between 3 a.m. and 5 a.m. because it's nice and quiet. My kids are asleep and I feel like I could just really, hear from God. And so whatever works for you. But please do not try in 2023 to write when you're tired or if you're fatigued, because writing is a mental sport and you need to be able to get into what I call a flow state. And that's when you basically lose track of time because you're just kind of, such in a zone. And so that is tip number 1, is write when you have the most energy. All right. So tip number 2, you want to set a day or a certain amount of time each week to write. And so I have some examples for you here on the blog, and it states like in 2023, I will write on Thursdays and Sundays to complete my book, or in 2023, I will work on my book for up to 3 hours a week. And so for me personally, I am not on a writing deadline this year, but I use a kind of combination of both of these. I'm kind of flexible with myself. So basically, I do have a goal to write, you know, at least once a week, because I want to write a blog, at least once a month, and I also want to, author some more books. But if I have a busy week, because you guys know I'm a teacher as well, then you know what? I just shoot for at least 2 hours a week. And if I do my 2 hours, then I know that I'm making progress toward my writing goals. And so that is definitely something that you can do, set a day or a certain amount each week. And then tip number 3, stay rooted in your faith. And honestly, guys, this is my favorite tip. Really, it could be the first number 1 tip, because your belief in yourself must come from an unwavering faith that God is for you and He has purposed you to get this book done. And so I'm going to believe that for you. And that's my prayer for you in 2023, that for anyone who is watching this video, that you will use these tips and you will, stay rooted in your faith and know that God is going to send you the people and the places and the support that you need to get it done. All right. So tip number 4, give yourself rewards for making progress on your writing goals. And so people often forget that you do need motivation, and it's very important to give yourself, incentivize yourself during the writing process. And so I have a technique that I use. I talk about it on the blog as well as in my community. But try to seek out those things that you reward yourself, and start with, like, if you meet your, day, or you set amount of hours, reward yourself for that. Celebrate your acknowledgments, small wins, small incremental steps, and little disciplines here and there. And that dedication is really going to get you toward writing and completing your book. Okay. And so tip number 5, use templates from Canva to speed up the process. And so if you haven't seen already, I am a fan of Canva. I do all of my prayer journals now with Canva. I have one of my top videos on YouTube, which is how to create a prayer journal. So I link that in the video blog. It gives you step-by-step tutorial. And also I have a prayer journal self-publishing bundle that you can get that has my templates and so much more. And so really this will speed up your writing process if it depends on obviously the book you're creating. But if you're doing something like a prayer journal, definitely check that out. Okay, tip number 6, use editing software as you write, such as Grammarly or Microsoft Editor. My personal favorite is Microsoft Editor, and I go into detail more on my blog on some of the features and why you want to make sure you're editing, because this is going to cut down on your expense when you do send your rough draft to a professional proofreader. Okay. So definitely use those editing software, use the tools, use things that can help you in your writing journey. Okay. And then tip number 7, get support and accountability. So just remember, you guys, in 2023, you do not have to do it alone. You could come over to this Blessed Author community that I'm building here on YouTube, and just know that I'm here to support you guys. You want to have an environment of like-minded people, because that accountability can really be that extra oomph that you need when you start feeling discouraged, or maybe you feeling like, oh God, I'm not disciplined. That accountability, like, hey, how are you doing on your writing that book? That can really go a long way. And so in conclusion, you guys, these are the 7 tips. Let's review, let's recap. 1, you're going to write when you have the most energy. 2, you're going to set a day or a certain amount of time each week to write. 3, you're going to stay rooted in your faith. 4, you're going to give yourself rewards for making progress on your writing goals. 5, you're going to use templates from Canva to speed up the process. 6, use editing software as you write, such as Grammarly or my personal favorite, Microsoft Editor. And 7, get support and accountability. And so just know that you can do it. I am rooting for you in 2023. So thank you so much, you guys, for watching this video. Remember, the blog goes into a deeper dive. You can go to the link in the video description to actually read through for yourself. And if you like this video, please give me a thumbs up. Make sure you subscribe. And like I said, one of my goals this year is to write at least a blog a month. So to keep me on track, I will be sharing with you guys every time a new blog drops. And so you guys can just keep me accountable, and we can continue to meet our goals in 2023. All right, you guys. So, I always like to encourage you, whether you're working on your first book or God has purposed you to write a few books, remember, you are a blessed author. Oh, and I also want to let you guys know that if you enjoyed these 7 tips, you guys know that I actually have, and I will show you guys, I actually do have 30 writing tips in my signature book, 6-Step Blueprint, How to Write a Book in 30 Days. And so on the blog, I actually have a special link, and I'll link it down in the video description as well, for you to get that instant download. It's actually going to be on it's chapter 3, pages 68 through 72. I actually give you 30 writing tips to help you write your book. And so if you like this blog, you definitely are going to love my book, 6-Step Blueprint. And yes, so until next time, live well, love well, and be well.